Oh my god, there she is. 1198S V-twin Ducati, £16,000, around that mark. Motorbike. Everyone I spoke to about this bike has been like, be careful, it's so over powerful. It's got 170 horsepower and it weighs 173 kilos, so 1 kilo to horsepower. It's got 95 pounds of square foot torque, which means compared to most like superbikes R1s, they got about 80. This, in other words, is very torquey. That twin is supposed to be something else. It's one of the most beautiful bikes I've ever seen. I can't really tell you much more about it because I've obviously not ridden it yet, which I'm going to do in a second. But what I thought I'd do first is start it up so you can hear this thing. You can hear the power in this that you wouldn't believe. Look at it though, look. That is automatic form. I've always wanted to ride one of these. In fact, I've always wanted to just do this. See there? Tacho, odometer, air temperature, water temperature, speedo. Pretty much simple layout, except you've got traction control on this with 8 different settings. You can access all through the flip dials here. Pretty cool, you've got to be safe so easy, but otherwise it's standard. Let's have a listen to this exhaust then, yeah? I wasn't exactly even revving that high either, that was at about 6,000 and it goes up to about 12,000. So what I'm going to do now is stop talking, say I'm Mary, get on this bike and go have a damn good time. See you in a bit. Oh my god, look at this face. Whew. Half, well, all adrenaline, half, a little bit of butterflies in the stomach, half just unbelievable, unbelievable. Now, recently we've been talking a lot about bikes, and I'm sure when we get with the VFR 1200 and stuff you'll see in the Bandit when I finish that review, and other bikes, is how manageable they've become and how usable on an everyday basis, how much more forgiving they are. Throw that out the window. This is a £16,000 full-on mad Moto One Superbikes bike, do you know what I mean? The engine is like nothing I've ever ridden before. I thought the Buell 1125R had a nice V-twin in it. Seriously, this thing is like a furnace bubbling away under the seat, an atomic furnace, because so much little bits of petrol are igniting the exhaust, you come off the revs because you just can't hold it on long enough, you know, because there's so much power. And yet, as soon as you unleash it, and I was really accelerating progressively, air traction control on 6, it just comes through, and the sound. The R1 and the Thunderbird Thunderbird are my two favourite sounding bikes. I think I might have just found a new one. I've only literally ridden this, 35 miles coming back. I took it easy. And you know, I took it through town, Birmingham, it's rush hour. It was, you know, it was getting hot, but it wasn't exactly the easiest thing to ride around. It's not a scooter, because it's designed to be absolutely blasted. But as soon as I got a bit of straight road, as soon as I gave it some, oh my God! That engine. First up, let's talk about why it's not the most manageable bike ever, and you should not get on this unless you've had quite a lot of experience. Brakes are unbelievable, but look at that give. That's it. That's off, that's off, that's on. That's off, that's on. So as you can imagine, it's pretty much on off, which is great. It means you can two-finger brake, set up beautifully taut for the track, but if you grab the hand for the brake, this thing would just stop. So, you know, if you're not used to that, and you're used to a bike with like much more lax brakes, then yeah, you're going to be in trouble. That engine, the power it produces through the back wheel, and I wasn't giving it some either traction control on, and I didn't exactly, I've got new tyres on kind of thing, so I just wanted to wear them in, but it just comes, and it just comes with such ferocity. You never think it's going to finish. As I say, you come off the throttle, it's like under the seat, and then you go give it some, it's just oh. I'm making bike sound effects now. It's just amazing. Feels light, nimble. I was really surprised at how comfortable it was. I thought it would be quite an awkward bike to ride, you know, but should have learnt with the Monster that they make bikes incredibly well handling, and just bikes that are just so much fun to ride. You can chuck it into corners. I'll say I wasn't trying to give it too much new tyres and everything else, but it really goes. Looks wise, it is beautiful, but sound wise, there is simply nothing like it. You go past a car and you give that a blip, and everyone lets you past in cars on this thing as well, and they recognise the mark of class. Now, £16,000. I don't have £16,000 to spend on a bike, you know. The R1, amazing machine. Gixxer 1000, amazing machine. Blade, amazing machine. Ninja, all of these incredible bikes you can buy for about the 10, 11, 12 grand mark. But this is something else. Now, as I say, I'm straight away, I'm not making too many assessments, but I wouldn't buy this as an everyday bike, because if you just want to pot it to the shops or something else, as much fun as it is to turn up on this, you know, you need to be fully switched on. Whenever I talk about bikes that are fun because you don't need to kind of get into your racing levers, and you don't need to really switch your head on, because you can just get on like the Bandit, you know, give it a bit of fun and have a laugh. It's not going to take your head off. Something like this. Same with the R1, same with the Gixxer, but obviously different ECU settings on those bikes mean that you can ride them a little bit calmer. It's just full on race all the time, but you can tell I'm actually gibbering. I've actually got like shaky lips because the adrenaline on it. Just being on top of this thing, it's like nothing else. With that engine beneath you making the noise that it does, as I say, you just feel like it's a torque factory that you can just literally, as you let back on the throttle, it just pours out the door, and it's amazing. I've really enjoyed my first ride on this. Heart is beating still because it is that, you know, Larry, but it's just amazing. Everyone who told me it was going to be a hell of a bike, they were right. It's lived up to his expectations. So, first day on Ducati, 1198S. Simply wow, racing twin. If you get a chance, you've got to try one. And what I'm going to do actually, I'm getting the hot VF1200 dropped off tomorrow, but I'm going to spend a few days on this because it's going to be dry and sunny for the next 2 or 3 days. The VFR will be easier to handle in the wet with that V4 and the kind of like, you know, the fact it's more of a toury sports bike. Take this out in the drive for 3 days. I'll see if I can have some fun. So until tomorrow, my friends, ride safe.